I know you're gonna dig this.
They'll put a second for one, and now they got the man trapped in third and tagging out. And second and 2, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds a little room, lot more room, and he's off to the races.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and co-host Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Hi, everybody. It's Monday, August the 21st, 2023, and we're deep into baseball. Preseason started. We got a lot of sports to talk about today. It was so much I just put sports potluck on there. We got my man Mo.
This call may be recorded or transcribed.
You see Mo in the corner there with that Yankee stand behind him, you know what I'm saying? And we all know that the dog days of Yankees has come upon us. And I got a note that says something about them making the playoffs. I don't know if it's going to happen. Sound like we got Dana the Hater. Is that Dana on the line?
Yes, sir, man. I'm back, man. I'm bored. The devil has been busy. That's what they say.
We got Dana back, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a wow.
The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. Hercules.
Hey, I don't have a subject. I'm ready. I'm just going to go in there and everything else. I have my black for a moment. I will not be a party pooper no more.
You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. You heard that. So anyway, we got some stuff going on. So since we got Dana on the line today, we got to take full advantage of him being with us. He graces with his presence today. We might be able to get maybe a pick'em done. Maybe I don't know. We can do something.
Yeah, man. I had a rough week last week, man. Oh my gosh, man. I don't even want to bring the people down with my week last week.
Well, Dana, tell us what happened. Maybe.
So triple. Oh man, listen. I called myself helping my brother out, taking him to the store. So I said, okay, man, I got to hurry up and leave, man. I got to start the show. Oh, man, it's not going to be that long, so I'm taking him to the store. I hear this whoosh, 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 whoosh. I said, what is it doing? That tire. So we stopped. Man, my jack was terrible. The young man helped me with his jack. And then I have locks on my lugs. They didn't see the key when they put the new tires on, so I had to, oh my gosh. Triple A came out. I'm just going to tell it fast. Triple A came out. And the guy came out with all the equipment and the tools. He looked at it, he saw it, he looked at his lugs and said, I can't do it. I said, what I pay you for? I said, you're not even going to try? He said, hey man, they're locked. He said, you got to take it back to the dealership or whoever you put them on. You want me to throw you to the dealership? And we, no. I said, what if I was on the interstate, man? You just going to leave me? Yes. You're not even going to try? I'm done with AAA. And that was my day. And check this out, ladies and gentlemen. They're still working on my car at the dealership. It was only like 2 flat tires. That's it.
Yo, so wait a minute, Dana. Where's the lug nut? Where's the lock at for the lug nuts?
They never gave me one.
The dealership don't have one?
When I guess they have it now. But I just went in to take the car in again. I had a slowly one, I had a flat in the other, and I took it to them, and they just taking their time with it.
What kind of vehicle you got?
They just taking their time with it.
What kind of vehicle you got?
I have a Ford. I have a 2014 Ford Escape. I need to escape from it. I do.
I just purchased me a new Outlander, Mitsubishi Outlander. It is really nice, man. I got the white interior, the silver in color. It's everything I wanted in the vehicle. Lady, say what?
You sure it ain't black and gold?
You sure it ain't black and gold?
Oh, heck no, it ain't black and gold. It's silver.
Oh,
It's
I would never forget
I
that.
would never forget that. I would never
in front of the big Stella emblem.
And so anyway,
I better watch some Steelers, man.
So anyway, it had
I
all.
know you want to cut us off, but I mean, man, something different look good about it, man.
Huh?
Something
talking
good
about my Steelers.
Something great about the Steelers, man. Something great is looking about them Steelers, man.
Okay. Let's move on.
I know you don't want to hear that, man. Being a Brown
You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it.
You don't want to hear it. Mike Tomlin got something cooking, man.
Yeah, he got cooking. He go another 8-8 season. We know we got cooking. I mean, 9-8 season. We know
I said they'll finish by 12-5.
Shit. Oh, did I say that?
I hope my mama ain't listening.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Dana, get the soap. Get the soap, Dana.
Get the soap, Dana.
Oh my goodness.
Get the soap.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna wash his mouth out.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, let's talk about MLB right now. 2023 season. In the standings we have. Why does it look crooked to me? Let's see if I can turn my screen. Okay, that's a little bit better. We got the Baltimore Orioles 77-47 at first place. The 36-23 at home, 41-24 on the road. They're plus 79 and run differential. They won 3 in a row. They're 7-3 in the last 10, and they have a 99.9% chance of making the playoffs. Tampa Bay Rays are 75-51 at 3 games out of first place. They won 1 game. They're 6-4 in the last 10. They have a 96.8% chance of winning the playoffs. The Toronto Blue Jays are 69-56, 8 games out of first place. They have a 63.1% chance of making the playoffs. Hey, Dana, check this out. The Boston Red Sox are 66-58, 11 games out of first place. They have a 16.5% chance of winning the playoffs. And, you know, you always say the best for last. The New York Yankees are 60-64. He don't want to listen to this one. Are 60-64, 17 get out of first place, and they have a 0.5% chance of making the playoff.
What happened to my camera?
What happened to my camera?
What happened? What happened?
I have no idea. 5% chance I'm making a playoff.
No.
Dude, you want to
0.5.
take that?
No.
You want
It's
to
0.5.
You want to take that?
It's 0.5. It ain't 5.
It's
It's
0.5.
0.5.
It's 0.5. Go to ESPN. You'll see it. Do you do you want to go to ESPN looking at it yourself?
I'm looking at it right now. I know it's a 1% chance. If they round up, 1% chance.
1% chance.
Well, I thought if it's 6, you round it up. If it's 5, you round it down.
Good Lord, that's why we got so many people that are so bad at math.
0.5
5 you round up.
0.5 you round up.
Well, I'm just saying 5 is half. I think they got it wrong. If you got 6, you round it up. Because 6 is closer to 10, and 5 is closer to 0. That's what I look at.
5 closer to 0.
Closer to 0.
Dana,
5.
get your boy. Get your boy, Dana.
6, wait a minute. 6 is closer to 10. So if you got 6, you round it up.
5 is right in the middle.
5 is right in the middle.
Right. But 6 is closer. 5 is in the middle. So I'm going in this case, I'm going down. I'm not going up. I'm going down.
Okay, so if you got half a candy bar, you got 0 candy bars, you got 1 candy bar.
You got 1 candy bar.
I got a half a candy bar.
Yeah.
I got
closer to 1 to nothing.
1 to nothing.
I got half. Not in this case, it's not.
We got a 1% chance.
We got a 1% chance.
They got 1% chance. Central Division, you got Minnesota Twins are making some moves here. They're 65 and 60. 36 and 26 on the road, made at home. There are 29-34 away from home. One game, they're 5-5 the last 10. They have 95.1% chance of making the playoffs. Everybody else in that division got a better chance to make the playoffs than the Yankees. Other than Kansas City Royals.
All that money.
Kansas City Royals got a 0.1% chance. So
God don't like ugly.
God don't like ugly.
Out west, Texas Rangers is pretty much got this thing under control, I think. Even though the 2 games above Astros. Texas Rangers are 72 and 52. They lost 4 games in a row. They're 4 and 6 in the last 10. They have an 82.8% chance of making the playoffs. Houston Astros are 70-55, 2.5 games out of first place. They have 3 losses. They're 4 and 6 in the last 10. They have an 80.2% chance of making the playoffs. Seattle Mariners were doing really well. Are doing really well right now. They're probably the hottest team in the league right now. They're 69 and 55. They're 3 games out of first place. Okay. And they have a winning record at home, 34-28. They have a winning record on the road, 35 and 27. They're plus 72 run differential. They won 6 in a row. They're 73 in the last 10. They have a 60.8% chance of making the playoffs. Then you got the Angels, and then you got Oakland Athletics. Los Angeles Angels going to regret not trading Ohtani. I'm going to tell you that right now. In the National League, you have the Atlanta Braves who are 80 and 43. They're 42 and 21 at home, 38 and 22 on the road. They're plus 212 run differential. Lost 1 game. They're 8-2 in the last 10 and 99.9% chance. Philadelphia Phillies are 67 and 57, 13.5 games out of first place. They're 34 and 24 at home, 33 and 33 on the road. They're plus 44. Lost 1 game, 5-5 in the last 10. They have an 81% chance of making the playoffs. You got the Maryland 37, you got the Mets 1, you got the Nationals 0.1. Central Division, the Milwaukee Brewers are 68 and 57, 37 and 27 at home, 35 and 30 on the road, plus 5. Run difference 1-3 in a row. They're 7-3 in the last 10, 88.3% chance of making the playoffs. Chicago Cubs are 64 and 59, 3 games out of first place, 35 and 30, 29 and 29 on the road. Plus 65%, 2 games in a row, the 64 last 10. They have a percentage of 55.9% chance of making the playoffs. And it falls from there. Cincinnati Pirates and the Cardinals. After that, you got the Los Angeles, in the out west, you got the Los Angeles Dodgers who are 76 and 47. They're 43 and 21 at home, 33 and 26 on the road. They're plus 143 run differential. They won 2 in a row. They're 9-1 in the last 10. And actually they won like 15 out of 17 or something like that. They're 99.9% chance of making the playoffs. The San Francisco Giants are 65 and 59, 11.5 games out of first place, 35 and 25 at home, 30 and 31 on the road, plus 8 run differential, 1 game, 3 and 7 in the last 10, 62.5% chance of making the playoffs. Diamondbacks at 36, Padres 11, Rockies are 0.6. So let me ask you a question real quick. Mo, if the Yankees look like the Yankees not making the playoffs, what's going to happen to the manager? Do you think he gets a chance to stay, or do you think they fire him, and do you think there might be somebody who do you think could be the next manager for the Yankees coming up?
Next question.
You plead the fifth?
It ain't even pleading the fifth. He already
been fired.
So who's the next person in line, do you think?
I think they're gonna try and get Jeter. That's why they got him back for old timers game.
To be the manager?
He was the owner of the Marlins.
That means he went to sell the Marlins.
He already did.
Who owns the Marlins now?
He sold his stake. It was he had other people that was with him, and
he
he sold his stake into them.
I thought he had the majority though, right?
I don't think he was the majority owner. He was just the owner that was the controlling owner. He did have the majority though.
Okay. All right. So in the Central Division, Kansas City, Chicago. I think Chicago might end up firing their coach. They said that locker room is really bad. There's rumors going on that they're fighting within themselves and things of that nature. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the White Sox maybe get a new manager. Cleveland Guardians have been playing above their head for the last couple of years. They're coming back down to earth. I don't see the Angels. The Angels might fire their manager. Oakland A's don't care if they fire him or not. They're moving anyway. They don't care. National League. In the East, I think everybody probably stays. Marlins playing good baseball. The Mets just couldn't stay healthy, so I think that might be an issue on why they might keep him around. In the Central Division, the Cardinals owner might be the one. I mean, Cardinals manager might be the one that might end up having to step away from the game of baseball. In my opinion. What you think, Dana? Mo, who do you think about the Cardinals? You think that they're looking for a new manager there for the Cardinals?
Who, the Cardinals?
Yes.
Yeah, they're probably gonna blow it up to some road.
Okay. Out west, San Francisco's playing really good baseball. Diamondbacks are playing good baseball. Do you think that Padres keep their manager, and they give it another try next year? Colorado Rockies, do you think they keep their manager?
The Padres have a lot of injuries.
They had a few, but not that many. Matisse was out due to, I think, hand injury. But then if you think about it, he was out for PEDs last year for a long time period, and then he came back. He got hurt again. I think, I'm not for sure, but they're just not gelling. Mo, what's your thoughts on the Padres not gelling? You think that do you get this team another run?
Bud Black is a good manager. But at the same time, I don't think he's good for them. I think they're going to look to get a Hispanic manager. I think they're going to look at somebody like Eduardo Perez or another guy that's in the league right now that is Hispanic that the players will actually look up to because they've gotten to a very Hispanic lineup.
Okay.
So I think
That's
that's
interesting.
what they do.
That's what they do.
That'd be a really interesting take right there.
I think the Pittsburgh Pirates are going to lose their manager.
Wow. Oh, so we got somebody else on the line. I didn't know we had somebody else on the line. Let me introduce you. We got somebody from area code 703. Last four is one. Last one. Last four is 0187. Name and where you calling from?
I'm about to cut up, man. This is Russell from the DMV Sports Show.
What's going on, Russell? All right.
What's good?
What's good with you, brother? All right, so American League standings for the wild card right now. You got Tampa, Houston, Seattle, Toronto. Right there. They're within like game. And the thing about it is, Houston's lost 3 in a row, right? They're 7-55. You have the Red Sox, who right there, they're 3 games out. They won 3 in a row. The Blue Jays has won 2 in a row, and Seattle Mariners have won 6 in a row. So I think that this wild card right here in the American League is going to be really interesting. And then you got Mo's New York Yankees, who are 60-64. I didn't know y'all lost 8 in a row, man. 8 in a row, bro.
Yeah.
Next question.
You played the 5th.
Next question.
In the National League, you got the Philadelphia Phillies are +2.5. But they're playing really inconsistent baseball right now. But the thing about it is, they said Washington Nationals have a really good record this the second half of the season after the All-Star break. But they're up. They're 67-57, and you got the Giants are 65-59. You got the Cubs who 64-59. Cincinnati is 64-64. Marlins is 64-64. The Diamondbacks are 64-64. Man, that's going to be a tight little race going down too. And you got the Giants would have won 1 game. You got the Cubs who won 2 in a row. You got the Diamondbacks who won 2 in a row. So this whole wild card thing is about to go down. It's about to go down. And the thing
I'm going to be honest with you.
Go ahead.
The Nationals pitching, they're hoping that the rotation be substantial to the Giants and Cubs. Their relief pitching is not as good as it was when they won the pennant some years back. So they're just hoping that they can be consistent.
Well, apparently they're playing really good baseball right now. If they're saying they're probably one of the hottest teams in the National League since All-Star break. The record doesn't show it, but that says something for them. I mean, you look at them. They're 29-36 at home, and they're 28-32 in a row, which is 4 games below 500 on a row. So they're doing something right, and they just took 2 out of 3 from the Phillies, if I'm not mistaken, who's the number 1 team in wild card. I think Phillies might be getting a little bit too comfortable in that spot, and I think that if they don't start playing some consistent baseball, they may not be in that spot, and they'll be outside looking in. As far as
but if you look, but the stat that you just mentioned is the home 29-36. That's not going to win you any type of momentum upward.
Well, I don't know, because it seems like they play better on the road than they play at home. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the pressure of being at home is a little bit more tougher than being. Maybe playing at home is tougher than playing on the road, because if you look at the Nationals, they really have nothing to lose, and nothing to lose, nothing to gain at being 57-68, and we're in the second week of August, and we still got September. So if they get hot, they could be up there to the 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5th spot as far as in the wild card race. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say they go on a 6-game winning streak. That takes them 63, right? Everybody up top ain't gonna keep on winning like that. So, and they gotta play. They probably have to play some teams that's already in front of them. So that gives them the benefit of the doubt that they can move up. I'm just impressed how they beat the Phillies and beat the Phillies two out of 3 in Philadelphia. All right, Dana.
Yes, sir.
Is you ready for your Black History?
Yes.
Hit us with it, brother.
Okay. Let me. Right on. Okay. I chose Bridges. Bridges was just 6 years old when she became a new era in the fight for civil rights. In 1960, she was the first Black student allowed to attend William Frantz Elementary in Louisiana, setting off a domino effect as the effort to integrate American schools began to take shape. She is still alive today and currently serves as the chair of the Ruby Bridges Foundation, which advocates for the values of tolerance, respect, and appreciation of all differences. That was my Black History Month. It is month Ruby Bridges. Thank you, Ruby, for you to fight.
Hey, Dan, let me ask you a question. What year was this again?
1960.
1960. So it's I'm just thinking back for a moment here. If you look at 1960, some of us around, some of us wasn't. I think nobody on this panel was around in 1960. I came around 1965. But to be in what part of Louisiana was it?
Louisiana.
You said New Orleans?
Yes.
So you take New Orleans in 1960, and I can only imagine. I don't know how bad racism was in New Orleans in 1960. I don't know if New Orleans was a city that really was big on slavery, being this down south. I don't know. I haven't read enough to know enough to find out enough. But if you watch TV, and sometimes they over dramatize movies and stuff like that. But if you think about New Orleans was more of a city that was more of a supply drop off point for a lot of goods that came into the United States or left the United States. So it doesn't surprise me to hear about her being the first person to go to Francis Elementary School in 1960s. But if I guess if we really dig down deep, we probably could find a lot of more history that goes on in Louisiana. But if you think about it, though, I mean, the Civil War really never were the battles in Louisiana, that we don't know nothing about, that we never talked about. Was slavery really huge in Louisiana? I don't know. To me, slavery was more in the North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Kentucky areas. You know what I'm saying? And even more Texas too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but it just to hear something about Louisiana is good. But if I had to really guess, I think Louisiana was more of a melting pot of people that lived there and probably lived well. Anybody got any comments or suggestions or anything to say about that? I'm just thinking outside the box on this one.
Well, I mean, I got kinfolk in Ponchatoula.
Okay.
And then there is racism there that was in constant for years back.
How far is that?
Was it St. Charles? It was.
How far is that? How far is Ponchatoula from Louisiana?
Ponchatoula is right next to it's like 2 hours from the Superdome.
Okay. Okay. I'm glad you gave us that insight, you know what I'm saying? Because it just don't, history don't, and I'm not saying there was never no history there, but the history books that they tell us or we read about or we see is not always correct. But, if you think about it, you never hear about battles being fought in Louisiana, say Louisiana. You hear about Louisiana, about trading. That's more you hear more about trading stuff than anything else. I'm gonna go next.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go next on my Black History Moment because Mo said he's doing somebody he don't like, and I bet they from Philadelphia. That's all I got to say about that one.
You doing somebody you don't like?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
So,
just went there.
I'm going to go with the Texas Western Miners, 1966. They're better known as Glory Road. If you watch the movie Glory Road, you heard about Texas Western Miners, right? 1966 Champions Game of National College Athletic Association. NCAA basketball tournament came down to a test between the small Southern institution El Paso, Texas Western College Miners, and the accomplished four-time NCAA tournament winner University of Kentucky Wildcats. This game, however, proved to be more than just a challenge by the Miners, a multiracial team that joined the NCAA just 3 years earlier, and all-white opponents. The Wildcats, widely considered the strongest basketball team in the nation. This game, according to many sports observers, forever changed the major college basketball. The Miners' unexpected victory demonstrated that the African American players had the skills to control the game as all-white team, ultimately better than the best white team. In 1966, the Miners consisted of 7 African Americans: Bobby Joe Hill, Orstan Artis, Willie Worsley, Willie Cager, Neville Shedd, Harry Fournier, David Latin. 4 Anglo-Americans: Jerry Armstrong, Louis Bonyon, Dick Myers, Todd O'Reilly, and 1 Mexican-American, David Palico. The opposing team contained of all Anglo-Americans, which was not surprising since many African-Americans gained access to Southern college only in the 1960s. While some Southern teams, campuses segregated blacks could attend classes, they were still usually excluded from the team sports. No major white institution in the South or Southwest recruited black basketball players. In contrast to the Texas College and University, as well as the most universities throughout the South, Texas Western experienced integrations more than a decade earlier. The Miners coach Don Haskins recruited the best players regardless of their hue. Adolph Rump, on the other hand, the legendary coach and strategist of Kentucky Wildcats, admitted he did not seek black players for his team. Miners arrived in Kentucky for the championship game in March 1966. The sports announcers and writers expected an overwhelming win for the Wildcats. However, Haskins understood the pressure his team faced and sent in his best players, all African Americans. At first, Kentucky gained an advance but soon the Miners had captured the lead during the first half and ended the final quarter with a Miners 72-65 win. The victory, according to the sports writers and historian Charles Martin, was watershed event because it encouraged other schools to recruit African Americans. In 2006, the movie Glory Road depicted the significance of this game was released. The following year, the team was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame on February 6, 2016. Now, the University of Texas El Paso Miners held a reunion for the 1960s team at the Don Haskins Center. The opening ceremony heard an address from President Obama, which included the words, "By becoming the first team to win the NCAA title with 5 black starters, the Miners were just champs on the court. They helped change the rule of the game. They didn't know it at the time, but their contribution to civil rights was important to as many others. Go Miners." So that team was the first black, all starting 5 black that played, and they beat the mighty Kentucky Wildcats. I would love to sit down and talk to Slick Hair Willie and find out what it felt like to lose to that team, because I think he's probably the only one I know that was on that team that's still alive that played against them.
Wasn't Pat Riley involved in that?
Wasn't Pat Riley involved in that too?
Yeah, but that's what I call him, Slick Hair Willie.
Oh, okay.
So, but if you didn't get a chance to watch that movie, please watch it. It's very informative. It depicts the African American athlete very well, in my opinion. It shows you again that at some point in time in life where they told us that we couldn't do something and we did it anyway. So thank you, Don Haskins, for selecting the people you selected. And if you watch the movie, the reason why it started all blacks is because everybody thought that they could not win with black players on the team. So he wanted to prove a point. And just think if you was the couple white guys on the team and the Mexican guys have been playing all year long, and you don't get a chance to play in that game, you don't get a chance to make history. You make history, but you don't get in the history books as scoring or anything like that. That had to be hard on them. You know what I'm saying? So there was even pressure on them to win that game for those guys. But those guys that played with them for so long, they knew the significance of what they wanted to do and how they wanted to do it and to win a game. So that's my Black History moment. I'm going to give it up to Mo. I'll be right back. Mo, you on?
Yeah, who let the dogs out on?
Who let the dogs out on?
Can't believe you, Browns.
Can't believe you, Browns fan.
I'm here.
Just do little dog.
Little dog.
You should actually stay for this because you're gonna like it.
I'll be right back.
So,
all right, guys.
I'm very sorry.
I'm very sorry.
I got to do this because
you
gave my Yankees a hard time. Only other time I felt just as bad as this is because of this one guy. He's still alive. Okay, let me get through this. Let me get myself together.
No worries. Yankees, don't have a shot.
1%. We got 1% chance. Okay. All right. Okay. This guy was born May 31st, 1972. Nicknamed Doc. Not Doc Gooden. Not any other doc that you think of.
And then
He's best known.
Aaron Judge back.
He's best known for stealing one base in his career. He stole the base. That caused the first ever 3-0 comeback. Which was against the Yankees. He's also the current manager of the Los Angeles Dodgers. His name is Dave Roberts.
Yeah.
First Asian man to manage a World Series. He's also half black. He was born in Naha, Okinawa, Japan. I don't care where else he played. He played for the Red Sox in 2004. He was out for that stolen base, but they called him safe because they were in Boston. And then like the Yankees gonna win anyway. It doesn't really matter. It's one game. They were up 3-0. Kevin Millar said, "You better not give us one." And it's even doubly hurt because the Celtics were down 3-0 and came back to 3-3. Should have happened again. But it didn't. Dave Roberts. Stole that base. Came around. Scored the run. That actually tied the game, and then they won in They won in extra innings. Then he came back and won the next 3 games. And the Red Sox were the first team. I do need a moment. I do need a moment. This is hard. This is hard for me. You know why? You know why this is hard for me? Because they had a 1% chance to come back. And they did. So what does that mean for my Yankees? We still got a chance. If Dave Roberts can do it, if he can win the 2020 championship for the Dodgers, the second best team ever in baseball to the Yankees. We got a chance. Who beat the Boston Red Sox? Aaron freaking Boone. Took him out in Game 7. We got a chance. We always got a chance. Kev Dix. We always got a chance. Never count us out. That's what my Black History moment is about. Even though I hate Dave Roberts, he deserves his respect.
Okay. Okay. Dana?
Yes.
You got something you want to say?
Oh, you talking about my rant?
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute. I forgot something.
Yes,
I hate Philly.
I need all you fellas to give me an ear. Please come closer to your phones or to the screen. I just want to know, what is the beef with the black quarterbacks in the NFL? What's the beef? I mean, I get mad every time I'm in a conversation at the barbershop. I do. And it's just brother saying, it's like, he just won't be nothing now. If he got paid, Hurts won't be nothing because he got paid. Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, they just dog him. But what I'm saying is dog him. If any of those black quarterbacks would have did what Justin Herbert did, he would have been almost lynched the way he played football at. We know Dak Prescott would have been lynched in Dallas if you gave up a 30-point lead.
27.
And Lamar Jackson. 27. Because he's not a quarterback anyway. You're a running back playing quarterback.
Wait a minute. Is that still on the board?
I get mad every time I hear it. It's just my rant. It's like no disrespect to nobody. It's just like I hate ESPN because they like Herbert, Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow. They can walk on water. It don't matter what they do. They can do anything they want to do. It don't matter.
But they love the best black quarterback, Dana.
Watson. I feel bad for him because every time they bring him up, they always talk about, well, he got in trouble. No, that's the past. Let's see what you do this year. He always bring it up there. I hate you, Malika Andrews. I do. But that was just my rant. It's just like they're not giving you brothers a chance. I know I'm fan, but I will be fan for you guys. And I want you to rise above all this naysay and ball out, especially Dak Prescott.
Hey,
I don't care if the Cowboys go to the Super Bowl and lose. Let him, leave him alone.
So
and that was my rant. Leave Lamar alone. Leave Deshaun alone. Leave Jalen alone. Just leave him alone.
But where's Russ?
So Dana,
That's my rant.
Dana, let me ask you a question. Okay, I'm on board with what you're saying, but let me ask you a question though. Who out of all the black quarterbacks in the NFL, who do you think is the worst?
Who I think is the worst?
Yep.
I'm not going to say worse is planned. I'm going to say worse is expectations for him, and that's Dak Prescott.
So okay, so let me ask you the question: is it because Dak Prescott is a quarterback for the Cowboys, or is it because Dak Prescott's a black quarterback?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think they still had that stigma about the black quarterback because they ate up the rookies that came in. They ate up Bryce. They ate up Stroud. They ate up the dude from Florida. They ate him up. He got the starting job. They're like, why? He only played 12 games. Like, what's the point? They drafted him, let him play.
Okay. Mo.
I don't understand it.
Mo, who do you think is the worst quarterback? Who do you think is the worst?
No, let's just talk about who's the best
quarterback in the league.
No. I want to know who do you think is the worst black quarterback?
Worst black quarterback.
Kobe Brissett.
Because I like him because he went to NC
State.
You think
we
he's
could
the
say
worst?
Josh Dobbs.
We could say Josh Dobbs.
We could say he played for the Browns, right?
He played for the Browns.
Let me revert. Let me rephrase my question again. Who is the worst black quarterback that's a starter right now?
See, that's a totally different conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say
CJ Stroud.
Just because he's a rookie.
Okay.
Can I say who's the best? Who's the best quarterback?
Who's the best quarterback?
No. Wait a minute. I'm going somewhere with this. Lou, who do you think is the worst? Who do you think is the worst black quarterback in the NFL right now?
Yeah, I'm not going Stroud. He doesn't impress me.
Okay. I think Kyler Murray.
And y'all going at the rookie.
I think Kyler Murray is the worst quarterback.
Ooh, I forgot about him.
In the NFL right now. Okay. And what I mean by worse, I mean by stats and wins and losses. I think what Kyler Murray did last year was he hurt. I think he hurt Dana. I think he hurt the black quarterbacks coming into the league because even though Kyler Murray was a good football player, I still think he was a better baseball player, and I think he should be playing baseball instead of football. He's 5'7", 5'8" at the most, and the last quarterback I saw that was as short as him that was dynamite his name was Doug Flutie. Doug Flutie made people around him much better. Okay, Kyler Murray doesn't do that. Okay.
Nope.
So I get your point in a way, Dana, about the black quarterbacks. Go ahead, Mo.
I don't get how you can say that.
Though.
When the top three quarterbacks were drafted
were all black.
Well, I'm getting.
And the white dude was the one that fell.
I'm getting to my point. Okay. But if you saw the draft this year, look at all the black quarterbacks that got drafted. Okay. And then you think about what's going to happen next year. to the Arizona Cardinals because they're definitely going to tank to get my man Kai Williams from USC to be their next quarterback. Because I don't see no other team that needs a quarterback going forward other than him, other than them next year, to be perfectly honest with you. Minnesota, but they're not going to tank. Minnesota not going to tank with Jefferson there. Could Tampa tank? They probably could. But I just see Arizona, him going to Arizona. But I think though what happened is, Dana, is that all the black quarterbacks in the NFL right now, they do run a lot. They don't run. There's nobody in the league right now remind me of Steve McNair, to be honest with you. The closest thing to Steve McNair right now to me is Lamar Jackson as a quarterback, or maybe Deshaun. No, I'm not even gonna say Deshaun Watson. I'm gonna say Lamar Jackson might be the closest to Steve McNair. Patrick Mahomes is probably one of the best versatile black quarterbacks in the NFL because he can stand in the pocket and he can roll out and run as well. He's versatile. I think that Russell Wilson is probably one of the best quarterbacks that could be a pass option quarterback first and a run option quarterback second, because of him going to NC State and going to Wisconsin, which Wisconsin basically is a pro style offense. North Carolina, and correct me if I'm not right, Mo, they're more of a sling the ball. Run using quarterback to run more in the offense than a pocket passing quarterback. Would you agree with that, Mo?
Which team?
NC State.
Yeah, NC State. They did a little bit of both. They ran when he was there. They ran. Well, they still did pocket passing because they were still behind what Phillip Rivers did. But he did run a little bit more. They definitely did what he did at Wisconsin. That's why he wanted to go to Wisconsin, because it was more of a pro style offense.
Okay, so I give him kudos for that. The situation with Dak, though, man, is that people need to understand Dak was a fourth round draft pick. Okay, so he was a fourth round draft pick for a reason. Okay, for a reason, and I can honestly sit and say that Dak Prescott was probably not on the Dallas Cowboys radar. I think at the time they drafted Dak Prescott, they were still drafting the best player on the board, regardless of need, the best player on the board, okay? Because if you think about Dallas Cowboys, their offensive line they had a good offensive line. Tony Romo was about to have one of the best seasons he could ever have with the offensive line, but he gets hurt. Dak comes in, he takes advantage of the offensive line, and he wins 12 games or something like that, but they lose in the playoffs. Okay, so coming back down to reality, when you have to move players around and shift players around and put money where you need to put money at, now certain things go down to the wayside. If you look at the situation with Dak Prescott, the reason why Dak Prescott has struggled probably is because all the money he's getting, and they can't afford to put him on a great offensive line no more. Because the thing about it is that when you pay a player, you as an organization need to figure out how to put players around him to make him better. If it's through draft choices, if it's through trading, if it's through free agent, whatever it is. So Dallas just has not did a good job of doing that. Now, this year, I think Dallas did a better job of surrounding him around a good offensive line. And you look at Richardson, who's going to get his lumps in Indianapolis. I feel sorry for him because I do not like their owner at all. He's in the same boat with the Orange Man, in my opinion, from his comments that he made about stuff. So, but Richardson got drafted there. Now, the thing about it, if Richardson still continues to have a great next 4 years, does he stay there? Is the question. That's the question you got to ask yourself. And Dana, I totally agree with you on even with the Jalen Hurts situation. Before last year, they said, Jalen Hurts, you're interviewing for the starting job for the Philadelphia Eagles. when you gave him a half a year prior to that, then you give him a full year, it gets him in the playoffs. If they had some running plays, at least a couple running plays for Jalen Hurts, they make that game against Tampa Bay really interesting game. Tampa Bay doesn't walk away with that game. If you watch that game, Philadelphia was in the game. They just couldn't make plays when they need to make plays. Okay, so they come back and tell Jalen Hurts, okay, now we're gonna surround you by some players and we're gonna see what you're gonna do. He didn't let him down. He took him to the NFC Championship game. He took him to the Super Bowl. If there was 3 minutes left in the Super Bowl, I think that we're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles having the Super Bowl ring and not the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay. So I think sometimes you put the quarterbacks in a position to fail. And when they don't fail, then you say, okay, now I'm going to move my pocketbook and I'm going to put players around you. Do anybody agree with me on that right there? Do you see? Because if Jalen Hurts doesn't play as well as he played last year, Philadelphia goes in a different direction. They have all this money spent, but they spend it on something else. You know what I'm saying? So they saw what Jalen Hurts had in him. After the season, they lost to lost to Tampa Bay, and they're surrounded by good players. They went traded players, they drafted players, they free agent players came to Philly because they knew they had the quarterback. They knew they had a quarterback that could get them to the promised land. And then I think this is where it goes south, is because you look at the black quarterback and you say, okay, what can he bring to the table for me? You look at the quarterbacks that got drafted this year. Okay, they're all young. They're all gonna have the opportunity to play. I think I personally think that the quarterback in Carolina has opportunity to do good. Quarterback in Texans is going to take some lumps, but that team's not as bad as people think. They're not as bad as we want them to believe they are. They got a defensive coordinator, so they know they're going to always be in games. It's just that they got to make the plays when they need to make the plays. And then they got to make that 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7, or 3rd and 10. They got to make those downs when they count, even if it's just to kick a field goal, but you're putting points on the board. I think that is probably the biggest key to them doing well going forward. Let's see, allow me to correct myself.
I gotta play devil's advocate.
I gotta play devil's advocate on this.
Mo, is that? Oh, wait a minute. Curry said that Russell Wilson left NC State because Russ wanted to play baseball and football, but the coach Tom O'Brien told him he would no longer be the starting quarterback.
He wouldn't be welcome on the football team.
He wouldn't be welcome on the football team
if he played baseball.
Oh, I didn't know.
If he played baseball.
Yeah, and they also had. What's the dude's name? I always forget the dude's name.
Wait a minute, Mo. Let me hold up. Was he at NC State first, and then I thought he was at Wisconsin first?
No, he was at NC State first.
No,
he transferred the senior year.
He transferred the senior year.
And he transferred to Wisconsin.
Yeah. Yeah, NC State had another dude that made the league. I just can't remember his name. 6'6" dude, white dude, that they wanted to play. That he told him he would be the starter if Russ didn't come back. And when Russ said he was going back and forth, he's just like, "Well, we'll need you. You want to play baseball? Go somewhere else.
Go somewhere else."
Oh, I didn't know that. Thanks. Curry Young posted that in the chat. Good stuff right there.
But I gotta play a devil's advocate on this. Y'all talking about people giving black quarterbacks a hard time. The owners aren't. This is the first time that almost half the league is actually going to be a black quarterback. He's going to be leading their team. 15 of the 32 teams have black quarterbacks that are leading them. And it could be 16 if Jacoby Brissett wins in Washington, or if who's the other guy? Or if Trey Lance had won in San Francisco.
Sam Howell is the starting quarterback in 49.
In Washington.
Washington.
Yeah.
And Trey
Brock
Lance
Purdy.
probably
Purdy.
Trey Lance, if he shows up in the next couple of preseason games, he could be on a trading block.
Yeah.
Because they got
he
Sam
could go to Tampa Bay.
He could go to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, he could go to Tampa, and they saying Sam Darnold could be the backup. And I totally agree with you on that. But then Mo, let's look at how many quarterbacks. I mean, look at Jalen. And
highest paid quarterback in the league.
But now this is my thing though.
Highest paid quarterback in the league.
Highest paid quarterback in the league.
I want to know who got the more rushing yards between him and Patrick Mahomes.
Highest paid quarterback in the league.
Paid quarterback in the league.
I'm not doubting the money part. I'm not doubting the money part of it because they got to pay him. They have to pay him because of what
they didn't though. They didn't have to pay him this year.
They didn't have to pay him this year.
They
did pay him.
They did pay him, but they did it for a reason because they're looking down the line when it comes to. Because let me say this:
they knew Herbert was going to get paid. They knew Joe Burrow was going to get paid, and they want to pay him before they get paid. Or would have been more.
It would have been more.
Exactly. That I was going to go to that.
It's economics.
Dana, it's economics. And Dana, like you said, I'm gonna say this to you. Joe Burrows. I give him credit for being a good quarterback, but I don't give him credit because he left Ohio State because he wasn't a starter. Now he went to Louisiana, he went to LSU, and they stacked the team up. Right, you had no transfers come in there. They stacked the team, so it made him look really good. He comes in the NFL. He's really good in the NFL because Cincinnati had draft picks to make him look good. But the thing that I lost my train of thought. Joe Burrows, but Justin Herbert, I don't believe in Justin Herbert at all. And for them to give Justin Herbert what he got is, I'm not in nobody's pocket, Dana, but I don't agree with it. And I think Justin Herbert should get some blame for the playoff loss. You're up by 3 scores. Your defensive coordinator is your head coach. You fire the offensive coordinator because you don't score no points, but the defense gives up all these points. Right? I don't get that philosophy at all, how they do that. Because to me personally, he's on the hot seat. He's number 1 on the hot seat. And I think Stefanski is number 2 on the hot seat. But I just don't believe in Joe. I don't believe in Justin Herbert. I'm sorry, I don't believe in him. He set himself up to stay out in California because he should have came out the year before that, but he didn't want to go to the Jets. He didn't want to go to nobody that had to surround him by that. He had to build up a team to be better. He went to the Chargers, who already had players on their team. All right. And so now that he's there, but now we're going to see what happens because he's going to get paid. And then that means it takes money away from other positions that you need to solidify. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, though, and this is why I understand where they're coming from. And Mo, let me ask you a question. Even though Jalen Hurts is on his rookie extension deal, they gives him an opportunity to make some more money on the next contract coming up. Because I think when his contract comes up, the new TV deal contract comes up. But the question to you guys is that, do you see these quarterbacks getting that money on the back end of the contract? Because we saw what happened to McNabb. We saw what happened to other couple quarterbacks is they sign these contracts and they never get the back end of the money. And this is why now all the quarterbacks and pretty much everybody's trying to get guaranteed money up front because they want their money now. They don't want their money later. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you still give these quarterbacks right now all this guaranteed money up front, and then you give a whopping salary at the end, how many of them quarterbacks are going to see that money on the back end? Is a question that I would be asking. If they coming to you and saying to you, I need you to take a pay cut, you know what's coming next. They're going to cut you, release you, or trade you. Because they're saying, yo, your value is not, your worth is not your value of what we're spending on you right now as a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So then I agree with you on that, but let's look at the Super Bowls. Look at how many at the end of the day, a pocket passing quarterback is 1 Super Bowls.
But it was two black quarterbacks that were actually in the Super Bowl.
Right. And if Jalen Hurts wins that Super Bowl, does he win it off of his legs? Does he win it off his arm? I mean, the guy played an excellent game. Do anybody disagree with me? If they had some more time on the clock, they could have came back and won the game. I'm just saying.
I would think so, yeah.
I just think that they ran out of time.
That's the way you play football. Kansas City ran out the time.
Right. I'm just saying they knew what they were doing because they was going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's the only reason why Philadelphia is not raising the Lombardi trophy right now, because they ran out of time. You know, because he was making plays when he needed to make plays. He was doing what he got to do. The sad part about it is that you got to seize the opportunity. And I think this was an opportunity. I don't know if they can repeat again. Not that they got the Super Bowl left hangover, but I think injuries are going to play a part because they had the least injuries during the season than any team in the NFL. And when you do that, you bound to win games that you're not supposed to win. And you got a good opportunity to go on to that final dance. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get what you're saying. If Hurts didn't fumble, the Philly might be champions. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. But
Mahomes is a black quarterback.
And everybody says
all I'm saying is the same way y'all discount the other black quarterbacks is the same way that black people discount Mahomes.
Wait a minute, Dana, wait a minute. Go ahead, Mo.
The way y'all discount the other black quarterbacks and say people are discounting them, black people discount Mahomes for being half white.
Dana, what you think about that? Do you agree with that or disagree?
I disagree.
Why?
I disagree because the NFL don't look at him as half white. They look at him as black. They don't say, "Oh, look at a half white quarterback." When they line him up, he in that group, he in that black group. They don't. Okay. They never go, "Oh, he's mixed."
Okay, so let's talk about the way he talks.
Let's talk about the way he talks.
Let's talk about his wife.
Let's talk about
the way he's promoted and the way he gets commercials more than other black quarterbacks.
When he runs, they just say, "Oh gosh, he's a mobile quarterback. He's the new Steve Young." They build him up.
Mahomes has a commercial that says, "I use my legs too."
It runs as a mobile quarterback. At the end of their careers, they try to turn them into staying in the pocket. That's not.
Have you seen that commercial, Dana? Where he says, "I use my legs too." Do you think any other black quarterback would have a commercial like that?
I think he's an exception because Andy Reid let him do what he wants.
So let me ask you a question. If Patrick Mahomes was darker, do you think he still get these commercials?
Thank you, Kev.
Thank you, Kev. Thank you.
Yeah. Michael Vick got commercials.
Hey,
Donovan McNabb got commercials.
Not like saying I use my legs too.
I'm saying, I'm like, they put them on a higher pedestal, but when they don't win, they bring back the black quarterback stigma to it.
So do Lamar? Have you seen Lamar Jackson in any commercials?
Yes. No. Yes, I have.
What commercial have you seen Lamar Jackson in?
I believe he was in a Sleep Number commercial.
What's commercial?
And a Dorito commercial. Sleep Number bed and a Dorito. Oh, I've seen that. I never seen Lamar. They did a whole campaign. He's got Nike. Different quarterbacks. A couple years ago, Lamar Jackson was in it.
I've seen more light-skinned quarterbacks in commercials than I've seen dark-skinned quarterbacks in commercials. Curry said Mahomes should be getting commercials.
I'm not turning it for that. I'm talking play.
Well, I get that, Dana, but at the same token, like, I'm gonna throw this at you. Look at Jason Tatum. Look at all the commercials Jason Tatum's making. Jaylen Brown ain't been in one commercial.
Jaylen Brown has commercials.
And Jaylen
Brown has commercials.
And Jaylen Brown is a baller.
He has commercials. His are just mostly in Boston.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. I'm talking about national commercial, like Doritos, the Chick-fil-A's.
He likes it.
He likes it.
So let's look.
Curry.
Let's look at Curry. Yep. My point exactly. I'm look at Subway.
You see Draymond Green.
They both last good, and then you got Chubby Chubs picking them out the snack machine. And who's the girl on there? That the basketball player, is she white or black? I can't remember. Is that Stewart?
Rita?
The commercial that with the Lay's potato chips. It has LeBron, Jason Tatum, and somebody else in there. I can't remember. But I'm just throwing it out there, Dana. I'm just throwing it out there. But the thing about it is, though, if you look at like you talked about Michael Vick, right? The problem with Michael Vick is when everything went haywire, he went back to what he does best, was run. Shaq is not high yellow, and he's killing the commercial. Shaq's a billionaire, so I mean, Shaq is who Shaq is.
Right.
Shaq is
okay, let's do this. Charles Barkley is light skinned. Charles Barkley has more commercials than Shaq, but Shaq makes more money.
Yeah. Exactly.
And Charles is more what you call controversial than Shaq.
He definitely is. But Dana, you and I get your point when you say they go back to being a running quarterback, but that's what got him in the NFL. And I'm gonna tell you what really pissed me off was when the Titans drafted my man. What's the quarterback they got? They just drafted
Malik Willis.
What's the name?
Willis.
Willis. No, Willis. No. The black quarterback.
Malik Willis.
No. Just recently, they just drafted a quarterback.
They gave up on him.
They just drafted
him in a year.
They just drafted a quarterback. And I want somebody to help me understand this right here. Anybody, just shout it out when you get the answer. Just shout it out to me. This dude's in college. He's running all over the football field. You draft him in a preseason game. You tell him he's running too much. Why did you draft him? What did he do during the preseason game that he didn't do in college? That's what I'm talking about. Somebody needs to explain that to me because it doesn't make sense. And now you drafted the dude from Kentucky who can't throw the ball in the ocean, right? And then you spent 2 first-round draft picks on 2 quarterbacks. What organization does that?
And Wisconsin was the second round.
Oh, well, I mean, he was second round, but he should have. He was the last one in the green room. But I think that the situation with Dak though is that everybody's forgetting he's a 4th round quarterback, and they expect him to be a first round player, first draft player. And I'm not saying he can't do it, but again, you look at the situation that he fell into. When Romo got hurt, they had a great offensive line. He fell right into that, right? Dak played well. Then the contract thing came up. They had to pay Dak. So when you pay Dak, what you gonna lose out on? Offensive lineman, tackle, guard. You're gonna lose somebody because you got to spend. You're giving him all that money. So I heard Shady McCoy say the other day. He said when he went to Buffalo, they paid him a new contract, and they asked him to take a pay cut. He told them no. He said, "You figure it out. You figure out how to get players around me and Josh to make us better, because that's what the GM or the accountant supposed to do, right? But why do you have to prove? Why do you have to prove yourself? Why did Jalen Hurts had to prove himself in order for Philadelphia to go out and do what they had to do? After he took them to the playoffs with a little bit of nothing, and now all of a sudden, we got something. We we got lightning in the bottle right now. Let's see what we can do with it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that you can look at it both ways, but at the same token, with Dak, I think Jerry need to shut the hell up because he put a lot of pressure on this kid right now. Too much pressure. And I think the only reason they're doing this because they know they're gonna run the ball more than they did ever before. Because McCarthy said, if I'm gonna go down, if I'm going down with the ship, I'm going down the ship with me making the phone, with me making the calls, you know. And I think now, I don't know who I know they got the dude that's like 4'2", like Dave Megan type of running back. I think I got Nate on the line with us, so maybe he can comment on the Cowboys. But you got Powell who's come off of injuries. I don't understand why they didn't keep Zeke around. He was willing to take a pay cut. Oh, I can't believe I don't know why they didn't go after Dalvin Cook.
Boy.
I don't know why they didn't go after Dalvin Cook. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they didn't make a trade to bring another running back because Powell's not going to be 100% healthy the season coming forward anyway. But you're saying to us, you're saying to everybody, you're saying to the Cowboy fans, you're saying to the nation, we're going to be a run-first team because our offense scores too much, and that allows our defense not to get no rest. What kind of malarkey is that? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Malarkey. We're just talking about malarkey.
We're just talking about malarkey. This was malarkey.
You know. But Dana, go ahead. You got one more thing? You got one more thing, Dana?
Well, no, that was the last two things I heard about. Nobody said nothing about Josh Allen. And like that's what they do. That's what they did in college, RPO. And when they get there, they want to turn them into a pocket pass. Makes no sense.
Yeah, but you know what though, Dana? I'm gonna say this. Look what happened to the quarterback for the Eagles. What's his name? He's not in the league now. The year they went to Super Bowl and won. What's the quarterback they had there? They came
Nick Foles? Came
out with golf. Look, can't nobody remember his name. The year they won Super Bowl with Nick Foles, but he got hurt against the Rams.
Oh,
running
Carson
football.
Wentz.
Oh, Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. So yeah, Carson Wentz was a guy. He says, "I'm gonna live on the edge. I'm gonna run when I want to run." He's always been a runner, even from high school to college. He was always a runner. He said, "This is part of my game." Now, because of that right there is now why you're not in the league. So now they're going to Josh Allen saying, "No, you need to slow down a little bit, man. You're getting a little long tooth a little long in the tooth. We need you to stay. We need you to be healthy for the rest of the year because now you know why they need to be healthy, Dana. They got that bad man in New York, and if Tua can stay healthy, they got him in Miami. So the pressure is on Buffalo to tell Josh Allen, yo, do not run unless you have to.
Aaron Rodgers won't do nothing this year.
Okay, Dana. Okay. So,
he'll be crying again.
All right. So
relax.
So look like we got Nate Cook on the line. Nate, you want to talk some NASCAR, or you still want to stick with some football with us?
Oh, I'll talk whatever you want me to talk.
Okay, let's stay with some football then. So, Nate, you're a Cowboy fan. What's your take on the comment that Jerry Jones said about they're going to run first and throw second? And let me ask you a question: is this a way of not getting CeeDee Lamb his numbers so that when it comes time for him to get paid, his numbers don't state that?
I'm going to put it to you like this: as a Cowboys fan, I don't think it's about many people, but I can't wait for Jerry Jones to close his eyes for good.
Yeah. But I thought the sound was.
As long as that man's alive, we're not going to see a Super Bowl. He doesn't want to pay Dak Prescott. There was an article that came out last week that they were going to start negotiating a $50 million contract for an extension for Dak Prescott. He ain't going to pay that man that money unless they go to a Super Bowl. He ain't getting paid that.
So Dana, you see what I'm saying? This is where I have the problem at right here. Where they take it. So what Nate just said was a $50 million contract extension. But if they run the ball, if running is 60% of their offense and passing is 40% of the offense, guess what's going to happen? That 50 going to go down to 25 because they're going to say, "Well, we don't need you to do this. We need you to do that." But see how this thing works. I mean, and that came up perfectly for the contract part of it because now he's getting looking at a contract extension. You know what I'm saying? And now they're talking $50 million.
So,
go ahead, Nate.
Now, here's the thing about Dak Prescott. When he took over for Tony Romo, he had an incredible performance. I'm not gonna take anything away from the man. At that point in time, he was a better quarterback than Tony Romo. Because Tony Romo couldn't stay healthy.
Right.
Had Tony's back been stronger, I firmly believe that Tony would have stayed quarterback for the Cowboys for at least another 2 years.
Okay.
But Dak would have been a backup. And I think that Tony probably would have taught Dak a little bit more. And maybe we would have had a different Dak Prescott.
I agree with you on that one.
Maybe we would.
Because, guys.
However, that's not the way life happens.
Right.
Right?
But guys, let me ask you.
He put on there. I think he was a better quarterback than Carson Wentz. I think Carson got drafted too high. I don't think he's better than Jalen Hurts.
I don't know about Carson Wentz, man, because he was balling. Carson Wentz was balling. He was balling though. I think he was.
Well, if you look at their stats before Carson got hurt, Dak had better stats than Carson.
Yeah, but Carson had a better record than them. They was on their way.
No, not before he got hurt.
They was on the way.
They were neck and neck.
They was on the way to the Super Bowl because they lost to the Rams, which was
when they got hurt.
Yeah, when he
got the better record.
No, not the year that Carson Wentz got hurt. The year he got hurt, he got hurt against the Rams, running into the end zone, and that put him on the shelf.
Right.
And then Nick Foles came in.
And Dallas was the number one team in the NFC East.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're right.
He has a better record.
You're right.
Remember, because the Eagles were wearing the dog faces because they were the underdogs.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Nick Foles came in and did his thing again.
Right. Nick Foles is the reason why they got to the Super Bowl. I'm not taking anything away from that man. You know what I mean?
Curry said
when Carson was behind the center, the Eagles were losing games. Let's not forget that.
When Romo got
hurt, until Nick Foles got there when they were starting to win games. I'm just saying.
Who was the other quarterback for the Cowboys other than Dak? Curry said when Romo got
Rush.
Okay, he said when Romo got hurt, wasn't Dak the third string quarterback? Didn't Romo back up get hurt too? So was Cooper Rush?
Cooper Rush was healthy.
He was the second quarterback, and then they went to Dak.
No.
Did Cooper Rush got hurt?
Yeah. So Cooper Rush got hurt.
Okay,
he had a concussion.
Right. And then Dak. Okay.
And Dak came in there and balled out like crazy.
Okay. All right. Okay, gotcha on that one. Gotcha.
And this before Ezekiel Elliott.
Okay. Yeah, because they ended up getting Zeke that following year, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'm just saying.
All right. So
I heard it loud from a Cowboys fan.
So let's do this.
Look, I am a realistic Cowboys fan. I'm not going to BS you.
So
that's not what I do.
So do you think the Cowboys got a chance to win Super Bowl this year?
No. Hell no.
Why is that?
Because Jerry Jones is still the owner, he's alive.
Do you think they got a chance to win the division?
Honestly, I got to see how the Eagles defense is going to be.
Okay.
Eagles defense going to be fire.
And the only reason why I'm saying that, I think both offenses are polarizing.
Okay.
Dallas can score points. I can definitely say that. You know what I mean? I know they shorted the offensive line a little bit this year. So to help out Zach Martin, defensively, Dallas is pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So if Jerry is right and Mike McCarthy's going to make the Dallas Cowboys run the ball more instead of throwing it downfield, then I think that Dallas has a good chance of going pretty far.
But now,
however, I cannot negate what the Eagles can do offensively with Jalen Hurts.
Exactly. And
I still don't. Now I will say this: I don't know who the hell their running back is, though.
Who, the Cowboys?
No, Eagles, Philadelphia.
Oh, they have Swift from they got Swift from
Perry and Swift from Detroit, and then they got Perry from Seattle.
They got Perry. They got Rashid Perry from Seattle. They have another kid on that team, so they're going to be cool. They're going to be running back by committee.
Okay, you're right. And that's my whole point.
And
that's my whole point, Kev.
I love Swift. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's my whole point. Running back by committee because Jalen Hurts is going to be the one rushing. They got to face Michael Parsons and D-Law and all of them. They got Vander Hess.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Hey, Curry said that Dak and Zeke came in. Wait a minute. Curry said Dak and Zeke came in the same year. They both was in the running for Rookie of the Year. Dak won it. I thought Zeke came in after Dak.
Zeke came in 1 year later. He was a year later.
That's what I thought. I didn't think they came in together. Yeah. Okay.
No, Ezekiel Elliott was still at Ohio State, selling his things over there.
Okay. We're gonna talk a little basketball right now. Let's talk about the 76ers situation. This right here is going to get really ugly. This is going to get really ugly because now they're going to investigate what happened here. And the investigation will go all the way back to last year when James Harden signed a contract to bring in other players for the 76ers. And he said that, talking to Daryl Morey, then he said, we're gonna bring in some good players to win a title. If we don't win the title, then I'm gonna give you. You sign the player option deal, and then I'm gonna ship you out somewhere else. Now, if that was the case, that's tampering for real. And the Sixers probably gonna get really hard, get hit hard on this one because they already got tampering for the PJ Tucker situation. Okay, they lost two second-round draft picks because of that situation. So it's going to be a heavy fine if they come back and they did tampering again. But I need somebody to help me understand this. Is James Worthy worth? I mean James Worthy, Lord have mercy. Is James Harden? Is James Harden worth 3 to 4 players to go to Philly for him to go anywhere? And the thing about it is, his value now, he's a 20-10 dude, okay? And you can't take that from him, but his 20-10 don't show up when it needs to show up in the crucial moments, okay? So my thing is, I think that what he should have did was he should have went on to sign. He should have went on to sign the player option and silently said, "Look, go ahead and get me out of here," and been done with it. And now that it's been said that I still don't know where the Clippers came from, because did anybody hear James Harden say he wanted to go to the Clippers? Did anybody on the panel? Anybody hear him say that?
No.
I didn't hear that.
Nah.
I heard Damian Lillard say he wanted to go to Miami, but I didn't hear him say. Mo, did you hear him say that?
Okay. No, I don't really care though.
No, I don't really care though.
I know you don't.
Is that Philly?
Is that Philly?
Just entertain us. Just entertain us for a moment. Just entertain us for a moment.
Philly crack corn and I don't care.
Crack corn and I don't care.
But the bigger issue out of this whole thing is that Embiid could be gone. If I'm not going to answer Mo because Mo don't care. I'm not going to ask Dana because he's a Laker fan. But I'm gonna ask Mr. Cook, even though he's a Brooklyn fan. If you're Embiid,
yes, I'm a New Jersey Net fan.
I'm sorry, he's a New Jersey Net fan. If you're Embiid, are you sticking around for all this nonsense? Are you asking to be go? You asking to go?
I would leave Philadelphia.
And why would you leave Philadelphia?
Well, a couple of things. I think when they brought Harden over there, it's like first they had Ben Simmons over there, right? And he was toxic to the team. Then when they got rid of Ben Simmons and they brought in Harden, I think that was like a lateral trade. It didn't really help the team out. Harden don't like to play defense. Harden just goes and tries to. I mean, he'll kick his death. I think he's like another Westbrook.
Oh
Lord! Wow.
Okay.
All he is another Westbrook.
That isn't the emptiest 2010 I've ever seen.
But
what'd you say, Mo?
Westbrook.
His 2010 is empty.
I agree. It gets his 20 and 10.
The only difference is he's not in shape. Westbrook is.
And you know how sometimes you pad your stats. And I'm not saying James Harden does this, but if you look at it, he may get his 20 and 10 at the end of the game when they get blown up by 20 points. You know what I'm saying? He padded his stats at that point in time. But my thing is James Harden should never went to Philly in the first place. If I'm Philly, no. I'm holding out with Brick City, Ben Simmons, as long as I can. Now, was it some backdoor talking between Embiid, James Harden, and Daryl Morey? Probably so. But we knew the handwriting was on the wall when Daryl Morey went to Philadelphia and Doc Rivers was there. We knew that this was not a marriage that's gonna last long. Okay. And we're gonna bring up Doc Rivers real quick too in something else. But I think that what Philly was doing, and this has been Philadelphia's problem since 1983. They're trying to figure out how to beat the Boston Celtics. And it's not working out for them. Figure out how to beat everybody in the league. Don't figure out how to beat one team. Like Boston, when I got Porzingis, because they said we're going to see Denver in the finals. And if we don't see Denver in the finals, then we're going to still be better than any team out there. If we see Golden State in the finals, we got somebody who can spread the floor, they can shoot the three as well in the center spot. So they basically said, I'm matching up against anybody out west right now. And if Denver's the best team, let me figure out how to match up better against them than any other team out there. And they did that. Philadelphia is always doing stuff to beat the Celtics. And the Celtics is not always the team that knocks them out of the playoffs. They're not the team that knocks them out of the Eastern Conference Finals. They're not that team. It's other team. And I think that's one of the problems that Philadelphia has to deal with. But I think if I'm Embiid, and I hate seeing Philadelphia go through this because I think they got some really dedicated fans that really love the game of football. I mean, baseball, basketball. I think they're really, really dedicated. They're some of the most dedicated fans in the world, right? And they deserve more.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
They deserve pain.
They deserve
They
pain.
love Rocky.
They love
They
Rocky.
love a
They
fictitious
love
character
a fictitious
so much
character.
that they
So
put
much
up a
that they
statue.
put up a
That's what
statue.
people go
That's what
to see
people
in
go
Philly.
to see in Philly.
Not the 76ers.
Not the
Not the
76ers.
Eagles.
Not
Not
the Eagles.
the Phillies.
Not the Phillies.
Not even the Flyers.
Not even
They
the
go to
Flyers.
see
They go to see Rocky.
and he ain't even real.
He ain't even real.
Hey, Nate Cook, the reason why Mo is so upset is because he went to Philadelphia and they towed his car. So he's never gonna like Philadelphia ever again.
Hey, you
And I
told
can
half the
understand
story.
Hey, you told half the story. You told
They
half
didn't just
the
tow
story.
my car.
They didn't just
When I
tow
went
my
back
car.
to actually fight
When I
the
went
ticket,
back to
they
actually fight
said,
the ticket,
"You got a
they
picture?"
said,
I'm
"You
like,
got a picture?"
"No, because my car was towed."
Because my car was towed.
I can get you a picture of it now outside.
Outside.
But right now, I wouldn't have a problem with the Sixers winning a title. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't.
Yeah.
They could win a title.
Somebody check this man.
Somebody check this man.
They checked this guy out. When the phone changed, when he went out the screen, somebody else came back. It's a scroll. We got a scroll up in here.
No, I'm serious, man. I think that they deserve man, it's been since 1983. I was a junior in high school.
And
I was a junior in high school the last time they won a title. Them fans deserve more, man.
yeah, they deserve more pain.
Who said they're 1 year old?
I was young. I did.
Wait a minute.
I was 182.
Nader, how old was you?
One.
Mo, how old was you?
83.
Dana, how old was you in 83?
83, I was 70.
Wow. Am I that old?
Dude, I think more people agree with me that they hate Philly on here. They just don't say it. I don't care. I don't care.
Oh my
Philly
Lord.
booed Santa Claus. They booed Santa Claus. They threw batteries at him.
That's not the Sixers fans. That's the Eagles fans. So you can't blame the Sixers fans for what the Eagles did. You can't.
They ain't the same.
You know, maybe they were
all
the same.
Philly fans.
They were all Philly fans.
But anyway, man.
How you gonna call yourself the Philadelphia Phillies? How you gonna call yourself the Phillies? I'm sorry, man. I got a lot to hate on Philly.
About.
If I'm Embiid, I'm like I gotta go to the front office and say, what are we doing here?
You talk about
Oh, we
all the
gonna
time.
miss
Wait a minute. You talk about all the time. What is a Guardian? What in the world is a 76er? Is it an 87er? Is it a 56er? Is it a 45er? How about a 34?
But anyway, if I'm Embiid, I'm going to the.
And then they lost.
Oh man.
Our show has been blocked.
I'm on the coach Andrew.
You say what?
And I was like, that's Philly.
Yeah.
That's Benjamin Franklin.
Yo, he don't like Philly either. Y'all two,
That's
both of y'all. See y'all,
that's the cheesesteak.
y'all disrespecting my statement.
That's Will Smith.
Yo,
That's the Root.
yo,
That's Jill Scott.
yo, oh man.
Oh,
come on.
wow. Okay, that's cold. That's cold.
You gonna throw Jill Scott in there?
You went too far.
Oh, Jill Scott? Come on, man. Come on now.
Now, I say the cheesesteak because Wiz and not Wiz, it's still all crap.
Oh, Jesse Jeff too? Oh man.
Wow.
Yo,
Will
you
Smith. Okay, your boy is Chris Rock. Okay, I get it.
Your boy's Chris Rock. Okay.
See, y'all hurt. Y'all, you're killing me. You're killing me. But anyway, if I'm in Embiid, I'm saying, look, I'm going to the organization. I'm like, look here. What are we doing? What are we doing here? I don't have time to go through the process because the process begin to progress and progress got deprocessed and deprogressed. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? I'm the MVP, and you fired a coach that got me MVP. You bring in Nick Nurse, who won a title with Kawhi Leonard, and I'm not saying that to me, Nick Nurse is one of the better coaches in the NBA. But what are we doing here? It's August, and we haven't made a move yet. What are we doing here? Why are we not doing something? So if I'm in big, I'm like, look, man, look. Sixers fans, I love y'all to death. I come back and y'all can build a statue of me next to Rocky, but I got to go. I got to go because I want to win a title. He said, I win a title in Philly or somewhere else. And when he said that, it's not like he just came out of blue. He had been contemplating that for a minute, because you know what he says: the Boston Celtics is his daddy. And I wouldn't be surprised. Now I read something today that if he leaves, Houston's going to be his destination. And I wouldn't mind him going to Houston to following the footsteps of Hakeem Olajuwon. I wouldn't mind that. But the Sixers need to figure this thing out, man, because it's getting really bad for him. It's so bad for him. Any other comments on the Sixers at all? Even though we got two haters out here, Dana, you got anything?
What about a 32er? 43er.
Oh, and Beeb's not going to the Lakers. You ain't got enough.
Who are they gonna trade? LeBron? Gonna trade Mr. Glass?
You gotta remember, y'all just gave Street Clothes all that money. For what reason, I have no idea, but it is what it is. Damian Lillard, they're saying that a trade is going to eventually happen.
To the Heat?
Yeah. But I'm just saying, if you have, to me, Damian Lillard is in the same situation as James Harden. You have nothing to give me that I want from your team for me to trade him to him. You can give me all the draft picks that you want, because if I trade Damian Lillard to you and you give me draft picks, they're going to be high draft picks. They're going to be in the 20s. They're going to be 25 in the 30s, because we're going to make it to the playoffs. We're going to make a deep run in the playoffs because we got Damian Lillard. So why even offer up those draft picks? Now, if you got draft picks for teams that's in the basement, that might be something else. But it's something going on with this thing right here. And we all know what's going to happen is they need to bring in another team, a third team, at least a third team. But the problem right now, ladies and gentlemen, with the Miami Heat getting Damian Lillard is no team in the NBA wants to help them get Damian Lillard. No team. The 76ers, if the 76ers say we're trading Embiid right now, there'll be teams jumping get into that trade to get some pieces they want. Miami can't do it because nobody wants Miami to be better than what they were last year. And will anybody disagree with me that the Miami Heat with Slick Hair Willie are they arrogant? Anybody disagree? Okay, so somebody said they don't think so, or somebody said I think so.
No, I don't think so. The Miami Heat all right.
You don't think they're arrogant?
No, they're not like the Boston Celtics.
He hates the Celtics like I hate Philly. He called Larry Bird overrated. You can't take that man seriously. He said Larry Bird was overrated. That ain't no coming back from that.
Dana.
Trash.
Dana.
I said Larry Bird is overrated.
Dana,
it's my opinion.
Dana, let me ask you a question.
Hey,
so
wait a minute, Kev, wait a minute. Your opinion is crap, Dana. All right, now you can ask.
Dana, during the playoffs,
yes, sir.
Who said we don't care if y'all cheer for us or not? We're gonna still do what we're gonna do. We don't need y'all to follow. We don't need y'all to cheer for us because we got a plan. We know what our plan is. with arrogancy, with being arrogant. Now, them interviews I saw from the Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler, I ain't mad at him for saying it. But if you don't win the NBA final, if you don't win the NBA championship, that's all for naught. But this is Dana. This is why Slick Hair Willie and his band of brothers are not going to get Damian Lillard until something drastic happens down the pike. Because no team.
Nobody talking like that. Nobody believes in him.
And again, Dana, I don't disagree with him on it. But now you don't win a title. You're saying now if you don't win the title, I'm like, okay, you didn't win the title, but you talked all that trash.
You got to think about that thing.
Yeah, I'm listening.
The Portland Trail Blazers fans who trade him to Miami. They let him down.
Dana. So okay.
They wanted to trade him to Miami.
Okay, I'm not saying I never. You never heard me say they didn't want to trade him there. All that I said was, who are they gonna get back in return? And if you think about this, everybody that's on that team that left that team, like you got Strauss that left, you got Vincent, the boy went to Vincent, whatever name, he went to y'all because they knew if they signed a contract with Miami, they was gonna be in Portland this coming season. That's why they left. So the only thing piece that left there was what's his name, the white boy, Duncan. Is it Duncan? Is that
Tyler Hero?
Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero is the only piece they got that said, we're trading you to Portland for Damian. Well, guys who's an all-star, who's gonna probably get his statue up in Portland. He's a Hall of Famer. First ballot Hall of Famer, probably, in my opinion. He's gonna get his statue, and you're gonna be traded for him. But Portland says, hold up, time out. What do y'all have? Y'all gonna give us what? And then you took some players off the trading block. No, we're not dealing with y'all like that. This is the problem, Dana. And if Dana, if trust and believe me, if the trade would be made with a third team, Tyler Hero wouldn't even be the player going to Denver. I mean, he wouldn't even be the player going to Portland. It'd be somebody from another team going to him because somebody else could use the service of Tyler Hero, right? And there would be some draft picks involved and things of that nature that give Portland an opportunity to get better in the near future. They got the guy Scoop Henderson out there, who should be a baller. Out there, but that gives them ammo to bring in other players because Portland's not a destination that free agents want to go to, if you really think about it. So this is the problem with Miami is that they don't have those pieces because the pieces they had left and went somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at what you have left and you're like, Portland's like, well, if you throw in a certain bid, maybe that I can move up and down to help my sciatica nerve or something, I might think about it. But you got people out there mad at Portland, the GM of Portland saying that Damon deserves to be traded because of what he did for the team. And even last year, Damian set out some games so they could take to get that second pick, right? Which it should have been the first pick. We know this thing was rigged anyway for my man Victor to go to the San Antonio Spurs. I said it on the show when it was going on that it was fixed. But he tanked for them, right? I love you for tanking, but Dana, I just can't give you away like that. Do you think that do you think that should happen? That Portland should just take whatever Miami wants to give him for Damian to come there? Do you agree? Do you agree with that?
No, they should take whatever. No. You should at least get half of what you want.
Okay, but then they don't have.
Miami ain't gonna Pat Riley's not gonna do that.
But then they ain't got.
Godfather's not gonna do that.
Slick Hair Willie ain't there. You're right. Slick Hair Willie's not gonna do that. So I'm gonna just go. I'm gonna go down their roster right now. Who they got right now on the roster? Who would Portland want? Bam Adebayo, yes. Tommy Bryant, no. Jimmy Butler, yes. Janelle Kane. Who? Anybody know who Janelle Kane is? I don't know who Janelle Kane is.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hanslin's retired. Tyler Hero, Haywood Highsmith, Nikola Jokic, Kevin Love, Kyle Lowry, Cade Martin. Yeah, I want him. Josh Richardson, no. Duncan Robinson, no. Orlando Robinson, Drew Smith, Omar, your seven, and Cody Zeller.
You're 7.
So Dana, that's the roster right now. Who in the devil wants anybody on that team other than Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, and who else? Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, Cade Martin, and maybe Duncan Robinson. Who else they got? And that's the problem. See, if they were smart, the guys that left and got their money, they could have said, look, stay here, we're gonna do a sign and trade, and you're gonna get really paid. You're gonna get paid, you're gonna get overpaid what you deserve to get, but you're gonna get paid, but you're going to Portland. Them dudes like, yo, Dana, this is how fast they left Miami. When the clock struck 3, they had the ink already wet on the paper, and they was on a plane leaving to go to California and go to the Pacers. They was out of there.
LeBron land.
They was out of there. So, and I'm just saying that's the case for that situation. With what time is it? How much time we got left?
What's that smell like? It smells like tampering to me.
No doubt.
Yeah.
It was tampering.
Of course it is. It always is.
Them guys wasn't crazy. They was getting the hell out of there. They was not gonna be no trade bait for nobody else.
Who tampered with Al Horford?
Philadelphia 76ers. Yep. Yes, indeed. So we're gonna move on real quick. But hopefully we got time to do the pick'ems since we got Dana on the line. So these I'm gonna give you guys. It says all stars left out of Bleacher Report for best NBA duos. I'm gonna throw some names at you guys, and y'all tell me if there's somebody that's missing off this list here. Okay. Okay. Let's see. We got here. Oh, that printed off. Oh, shucky ducky.
Quack quack.
Quack quack.
I printed off the wrong stuff, man. I'm gonna have to go back and redo this because I gotta find the article because this is really important. But anyway, we're gonna go back to that. But I'm gonna let y'all listen to something, and I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about this right here. Okay.
Gonna be good enough to take you on the top. So I was like, you fucked up there, right? And then when he was talking about coaches, right, and when he went with Doc, Tyrone Lue was supposed to have that team. Yeah. Yeah. I'd have been all right. This is a true story. Doc sent Tyrone Lue to Philly. Lobby for him. This is your guy. This is a great coach. This is going to be good for you guys. Game 7? Doc found out he was getting fired. And that bubble run, right? Kawhi Leonard, like, there's some Nuggets. Yeah. It was mad. Yeah. Kawhi's mom wasn't having that shit. You're playing golf. They talking about the golf game and not the game. Oh, nah. Right? So he knew he was getting fired. Called Philly and said, yeah, I want the job now. I said, ooh. That's power for your ass. You get back do it like that. Ain't nothing good gonna happen from that. I said what's gonna happen is he don't know how to coach a Ben Simmons type, and the city's gonna turn on Ben because you don't know how to tap into that type of potential. You gotta understand basketball to know what that type of player brings. Yeah. And Doc don't it showed in history, he don't know how that player works. And he's gonna turn on him. And then once you get rid of him, you might as well get rid of Embiid and start over. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Mo, what'd you think?
They're talking about Philly again.
Right?
And Doc Rivers. They said that Doc Rivers was gonna lose when he was the Clippers, and he lost Game 7. He's lobbying for Tyronn Lue to get the Sixers job. And when he knew he was going to get fired, he called Philip and said, "I'll take the job." What do you think about that? How do you feel about that?
Well, Kid Dix, I needed a job. I had to do what I had to do.
Lou, what you think about that? Did you think Doc was wrong?
I think I was wrong. I got to hear more like, you did a good job helping in front of a big mess.
Dana, do you think Doc got karma for that? If that really happened?
Yeah.
Doc is known as Mr. 3-1
for a reason.
Yeah, you can't do that. That wasn't James Harden that got you fired. Now that was you.
Crazy.
That was karma. She was waiting for you.
Crazy, huh? Ain't that crazy?
And Kay, I got the top 5 that they did for the NBA duels. I can read them to you.
Go ahead.
That's why nobody wrong because she waiting.
Go ahead, Mo.
All right.
All right.
I almost went to being a hater. I almost went to be a hater, talk about somebody's mama. But I was just like, nah, we ain't gonna do that on this. It's all love here. All love here. Except for somebody calling Larry Bird overrated.
Hey, did you have the Bleacher? Do you have the Bleacher Report, or do you have another article?
I got the Bleacher Report. I know which one you're talking about.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So this is called ranking the NBA's best superstar duos right now. Number 5. Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. Everybody agree with number 5. You think there's four better duos? Okay, let's go to number 4. Dana, who do you think number 4 is?
Shaq and Kobe.
This is current duos, man.
Come on, man. Oh, current.
Yeah, you got the right team.
Who?
Clay and Steph. Yeah, they didn't make the. They didn't make the list.
Can I guess?
I just told him it was his team.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be LeBron and Street Clothes.
Yes. LeBron James and Anthony Street Clothes, aka Mr. Glass.
Oh, you talking about Street Clothes Davis?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, number 3. They are the world champions right now. I done bored the man to death. Joker and my namesake, Murray.
Joker and Murray.
Yes.
Yeah, Murray got left.
Number 2. The team who won the championship a couple of years ago.
Stephen Clay.
I told you they didn't make the list. You don't listen. You don't listen, bro.
Hey, man, you're terrible, man.
Yeah, the list is terrible.
Brown and Tatum and Brown.
They didn't make the list either. Yeah, that's how bad. That's how bad this list is.
That's how bad this list is.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Greek Freak.
Greek Freak.
Drew Holiday.
Yes.
Number 1. I can't argue with this one. I can't argue with it because it's good. It's Kevin Durant and Devin Booker.
And I don't want to put them in there because I don't think they played long enough to be put in that category. But the issue I have is that Jalen and Jason's not in that.
How you gonna put Kyrie and Luka Doncic above them? When neither one of them play defense.
Yeah.
How you gonna put them above Kawhi and Paul George? We're probably two of the best two-way players in the league. I understand why they put them above Embiid and Harden. Because Harden don't even count no more. He don't want to play no more.
Do you see the back end of that article where they show you points per game with them against everybody else?
The plus minus?
Plus minus?
No. It's a
I don't see that.
It's
net rating together, combined estimate plus minus, combined estimate wins.
I think that might be it.
Yeah, I see that. That's just for the top 5 though.
No, it was something. It should have been another one in there. Let's see here. Because I thought I printed everything off. Okay, so if you go, it's not showing it now. It's not showing.
Bleacher Report ain't loyal.
It don't show it. I'm stuck. Wait a minute. Maybe this might be it right here. No, I can't find it. But it shows that Jason and Jalen had scored the most points in the playoffs in the last 4 or 5 years out of the whole group that they put that they named before them. And I'm like, this don't even make any sense right here. Bleacher Report in USA is two teams. I mean, two places that just articles that I sometimes got to question them how good they really are, man. I really do. So Dana, since we're gonna do some football right now, okay? So Dana, make sure you be ready for
Okay.
All right, so right now, in baseball, you got Chicago Cubs beating up on Detroit 4-2. You got the Phillies up 6-2 on San Francisco. You got Pittsburgh 8-1 over St. Louis. You got Atlanta 4-3 over the Mets. Boston 3-0 over Houston. Seattle 5-0. Oh, look at Seattle trying to make a move. So we're gonna go to the standings, and Dana, I need you not to be biased here when we talk about this. I'm gonna put this on the board, but I'm gonna write it down right now. I'll put it on the board later, and then I'll let you know. Okay, so Dana, we're gonna do the AFC East. Okay, and Mo, AFC East for right now. Dana, who wins the AFC East by division?
Okay. I'm gonna go Buffalo.
Okay, Mo.
I'm going with the Jets, baby. Jets, Jets.
Yeah, Rodgers ain't gonna do nothing. Don't believe that hype.
AFC North, Mo.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
See, now you're being biased.
That's my pick.
I am not.
Mike Tomlin Mike Tomlin not losing 4 years in a row, and he didn't even have a losing record.
All right, Dana. Dana, listen. They close to getting a losing record because they ain't gave him no contract extension yet. What they waiting on? What they waiting on, Mo? What they waiting on?
I just had a feeling about the Steelers, man.
Mo, what they waiting on?
They needed him to show that he wants to be there.
Show that he wants to be there.
They can't do another 9-8 season with them because he ain't gonna be there.
He definitely he ain't doing
it. AFC South. Dana, who you got?
I have the Jaguars.
Mo?
Jaguars. We can just skip the next one. Just give us both the Chiefs.
AFC West. Dana.
The Chiefs.
Mo.
I told you, just skip it.
Okay. NFC East. Dana.
I have Dallas.
Mo.
Them Philadelphia Eagles.
Jalen Hurts got paid. He won't do nothing this year.
You think Dak will do something?
I have the Minnesota Vikings.
Give me them Roar Lions, baby.
NFC South.
Oof.
Dana.
I have the New Orleans Saints.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. I got to go with the Aints as well.
NFC West.
49ers.
Seattle 49ers.
You got Seattle?
Yep.
They might finish last. And I wanted to bring up that Geno Smith got paid $35 million for 3 years. I'm happy for that dude.
Go ahead, Daniel.
And Mike Tomlin. What was the last one?
Coach of the year? What you talking about, Dana?
The coach of the year?
Dana, what did you? I didn't hear what you said about them. What did you say about Tomlin and
Two coaches I don't bet against. Pete Carroll and Mike Tomlin. They probably take 2 to 3 years off and then they come back with a vengeance. Okay. Because they look like the Legion of Boom again.
Okay. All right, so I think the only y'all agreed on the Steelers, Jaguars, the Chiefs, and the Saints.
I didn't know the Ravens were playing the Commanders today.
Yeah, 7-3 right now.
Don't nobody care.
So Dana, let me ask you a question about Seattle because I just think I think that Geno hit the ground running last year. Nobody figured they was gonna be that good because they lost their starting quarterback and they built around him. They lost Rashad Penny, but they got some good wide receivers in Lockett and Metcalf out there. What do you see in Seattle? Do you think that they're gonna dethrone the 49ers to win that division?
Because that rookie was like a diamond in the rough. He won't be the same. That would help him. I know he won't be a rookie this year, but this will be his first year. But I think Seattle defense, and they got some more weapons.
Okay.
And I think with him with the decent running game plus those receivers, they're gonna do damage.
Okay. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I got up extra early this morning because we started back to work. Mo, 49ers, why do you think the 49ers can do some damage? Because I think with Brock Purdy being his second year and now they got him on paper, I don't know if things gonna come as easy as it did last year. So why you got the 49ers winning that division?
They didn't lose anybody. They got better in defensive tackle. They've actually bringing over Von Hargrave from Philadelphia. They actually got three quarterbacks now. So in case two get hurt in the playoffs, they can have three. Even though four got hurt last year. They're just well coached. I told you that Shanahan is one of the best coaches in the league. He is probably the most underrated coach in the NFL. He always has his team ready.
Hold up.
Wait, Dana?
Hold up. So you mean to tell me if Purdy get hurt, Sam Darnold will take them to the playoffs?
You still got Trey Lance. And Black Purdy didn't take him to the playoffs last year. It was Garoppolo.
Not good. I'm sorry.
Trey Lance started the season. Garoppolo took over. Brock Purdy was the third quarterback.
So Mo, let me
you let Mr. Irrelevant come take your job.
So let me ask you a question, Mo, on Trey Lance. If the season ended today and they make Sam Darnold their second quarterback, the backup quarterback, do you keep Trey Lance or do you get rid of him?
You gotta keep him. They traded too much capital to get rid of him. And they ain't putting Trey Lance as third quarterback.
Thank you, Trey Lance.
And I'm gonna say this because
we got Danny Water, Tyreek Hill, Chubb. Thank you, Trey Lance.
Well, I'm gonna say this, Mo. I think they do get rid of Trey Lance because now if they keep him, they gotta adjust their offense to make it user friendly for him. With Sam Darnold, they can still run that same offense with Sam Darnold that they can run with Brock Purdy. That's one reason why I think they probably do get rid of Trey Lance. There's no need to keep him there because if Brock Purdy's going to be your quarterback going in the future, there's no need to keep Trey Lance. And the thing about it is, people will say, well, then you got two different types of quarterbacks on a team. You do. But are you going to prepare like Trey Lance is a starter? No, you're not going to prepare for Trey Lance. When Trey Lance gets in the game, if Brock Purdy gets hurt, Trey Lance comes in the game and changes the whole concept of how the game is going to be played because he's a running quarterback. Brock Purdy's he's a pocket guy. You know what I'm saying? Sam Darnold's a pocket guy. So I think that's why Trey Lance is probably the odd man out, in my opinion. Lou, what's your thoughts on that?
Repeat that.
On the situation with Trey Lance, you think 49ers keep Trey Lance if they make Sam Darnold the backup quarterback, or do you think Trey Lance stays?
I think Trey Lance will stay, even with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is the quarterback of that.
Okay, Mo and Lou. I mean,
have you seen him go lately?
Say that again.
Have you seen him go lately?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
So, Mo and Danny, you both picked the Saints. What is it? Is it by default? Because I think the Falcons gonna be better than what people think they are. Even Carolina.
Carolina was the other team I was looking at because they have a great defense.
Of all the other quarterbacks in their division.
Wait a minute. What'd you say, Dana?
Because he knows the system. I said, Derek. Derek Carr.
Okay.
I think for him knowing the system, I think that gives him the edge of all the other quarterbacks in that division because they're all new.
Okay.
You got the rookie in Carolina. You got Baker Mayfield.
Okay. Mo, Saints. What you said? You think? Why you picked the Saints?
I picked the Saints because Ritter is too young. So is Bryce Young. And nobody should ever count on Baker Mayfield. You already know this.
So the quarter. You think the quarterback play with Saints
their car is just too much. But if Bryce Young plays well, Carolina has a great defense. I'm actually thinking about drafting Carolina in my fantasy league.
Don't I'm tell you right now, don't sleep on I won't sleep on Carolina, I'll be honest with you. I won't sleep on that.
Carolina, you think so?
Yeah, I think something because Dana, think about this last year, they were almost in the playoffs until what week 14, 15, somewhere around there. They were still in the running to get a wild card. So they was going in the right direction. That's why I don't understand why they got rid of the coach that was black.
They're not doing nothing with Bryce and next year.
Okay. NFC North, you had the Vikings. Mo, you had the Lions. Dana, tell me why you think the Vikings going to win that division.
I think again because the quarterback play and the rest of the team. I mean, they have a decent defense. They have a good wide receiver core and a good tight end. And I think Kirk Cousins knows that offense better than any quarterback knows their offense in the division. Because I think the guy in Chicago won't be that good. They gave him one weapon. And then I think if Detroit wins, I just don't see it. I think Kansas City go kind of put out their little fire, their little spark that they have.
Huh?
They're gonna show like Jacksonville did. They kind of showed them like y'all quite not right yet.
You talking about the Vikings?
I'm talking about Detroit. That's why the Vikings playing down alone.
Okay. Mo,
they already have it together.
Mo, go ahead, Dana. Go ahead, finish. Go ahead, Dana. You can finish.
I think they already have it together. I think they like a step above everybody else.
Okay. Oh, why you?
I think the Packers are too new with their quarterback. Their quarterback like a rookie, so.
Okay. Mo, why you got the Lions?
Because they should have made the playoffs last year. They just got better. So, but at the same time, Minnesota now without Dalvin Cook, I don't trust Madison. So I think they're just going to bracket cover. They're going to put three guys. They're going to put a linebacker. They're going to put a quarterback and a safety over top on Justin Jefferson. They're going to take him out. They're going to take him out of the offense. When he's on the offense, where else you going to go? You got a rookie on the other side. You lost Thielen as well. I just don't trust Minnesota's offense.
Yeah, and neither do I. They got younger. By getting rid of Thielen, I know why they got rid of Thielen because they're gonna give Jefferson all that money. Okay, so the NFC East, Dana, you got the Cowboys, and Mo, you got the Eagles. Dana, why are you picking the Dallas Cowboys to win that division?
Look, man, didn't you hear me before I started my rant? I'm betting it all on Dak.
Okay.
I believe Dak will show them. I know what they said. He's gonna put Jerry Jones in a bad spot, and he's gonna have to pay him. He's gonna have to pay him.
Okay. Mo, why you got the Eagles? The Eagles lost the defensive lineman to the 49ers.
They drafted Jalen Carter to replace him.
They got rid of both the running backs. So
they got better running backs.
Okay.
The only thing is they got young safeties. They haven't shown. They look good in the preseason. All I gotta say is this: that offense is jamming. The defense is gonna be jamming because they gonna always be playing from ahead. So if you get that defensive line going, I feel sorry. They got Georgia. They got Georgia's defensive line from 2 years ago.
Okay.
Plus they got Fletcher Cox and they got Brandon still.
Okay. So NFC West, you both picked the Chiefs. You don't see nobody. I don't trust Justin Herbert in my opinion. I'm not Oakland. Las Vegas Raiders fan. because of how they did Derek Carr. I didn't really appreciate that. So that's the Chiefs. You pick the Chiefs. You pick the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars win the division. I don't think it's by landscape. I think this division is going to be closer than what everybody think it will be. I think Jaguars probably win this division at 10-7 or 9-8. To be perfectly honest with you. You both pick the Steelers. I don't believe in the Steelers. I don't think the Steelers are better than Cincinnati. I don't think the Steelers are better than Baltimore. I don't even think the Steelers are better than the Browns. Simple as that. I don't. I think no, I'm gonna say this. If you look at the Browns defense is gonna be really good. Okay, they picked up a linebacker. Myles Garrett is around. They're going to be really good. Offensively, they got Eli Moore from the Jets, who's going to be a good wide receiver for them. You got and I heard that there's a possibility of them probably getting Cordell Patterson as well. So I don't see this Pittsburgh Steelers win the division. I think it's up for grabs between between Cincinnati and Baltimore. I would lean more to Baltimore than I would Cincinnati because Baltimore has a defense. But I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to get their lumps. But you guys both picked those two teams, so they ain't gonna need to talk about them. The AFC East, Dana, you picked the Bills. Why'd you pick the Bills?
Because the only reason I picked the Bills, I gotta wait to see what we're gonna do. Okay. And I think Buffalo is at that cut where they want to get what last year.
Who's that?
Buffalo.
Yeah.
So I mean, you gotta want it this year because Stephon Diggs was not happy with the Buffalo Bills.
He came out and said
he's still going to play.
He came out and said that's a bunch of malarkey. He says his statement right here. Because Stephen A. Smith said something, and I was going to see if we could talk about, but we probably won't get to it now. It says Stephen Diggs called out Stephen A. Smith report on the Star's apparent discontent with the Buffalo Bills on Monday afternoon, hours after ESPN personality said wide receiver wants out of the organization. 100% not true. Diggs posted at X, formerly known as Twitter. I don't know who get these sources from, but I thought I'd nip this in the bud already. The three-time Pro Bowler then added a second message proclaiming his dedication to the franchise. Rocking with my dogs, Buffalo Mania through and through. So I think that people that start stuff, this to be starting it. The Jets. Let's talk about the Jets, Mo. You want to? Is it just because of Aaron Rodgers? Is it because of all the pieces they surrounded themselves with and their defense?
Yes and no. I read something. I can't find it now. I read something where if they had scored 14 points, they'd have won 4 more games last year. 14.
Get it out, Mo.
14 points. Instead of 7 or 10, they would have won 4 more games. They're going to score that with Dalvin Cook and Aaron Rodgers. You're not thinking about just Aaron Rodgers. It's also Dalvin Cook. And they brought in an offensive tackle, which they needed to protect them. All I'm saying is that defense is going to get better because they're getting older.
Real quick, guys, we got somebody on the line from Winston-Salem. Area code is 336. Last 4 is 4487. You're on In the Zone Sports Talk Radio. You're with Just a Sports Talk with Kev, Lou, Mo, and Dana. What's on your mind, real quick, before we get off the air?
Hey, Curry here. How y'all doing?
Hey, Curry, how you doing, brother?
Hey, Mo. If the Jets would have scored 14 more points, they'd have won 4 more games. If wishes was horses in Vegas could ride, the
Not 14 more.
Not 14 more.
Just if they would have scored 14.
Year-old quarterback. He's not Tom Brady. If they're trying to do what Tampa did, it's not going to work.
You didn't hear me correctly. I said if they would have scored 14, not 14 more. 14.
Teams. The AFC is stacked, man. The AFC East is stacked. The AFC North is stacked. The AFC West is stacked. He's not going to run the table out there in Green Bay. He's going to stay in Green Bay. Because when the chips hit when it hit the fan and that New York media gets on him, you're going to find out that it ain't that easy out there. And,
Kev, 12-5. Put it on the board.
Put it on the board.
What'd you say?
Jets will be 12-5 at worst. Put it on the board.
He's a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
No way he can be a Cowboy fan if he don't know that Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott came in the same year, and they were in the running for Rookie of the Year at the same time, and Dak Prescott won it, and on the stage he asked for a knife so he could cut the wood in half, so he could give Zeke half of it because he was just deserving of the Rookie of the Year as he was. So, Cowboy fan to do some work. The reason I know them Cowboy facts is because I got so many Cowboy fans in my family, and when that Hennessy and that Grey Goose get to talking, I have to fact check them every once in a while. Anyway, I just want to throw that out at y'all and let y'all know, man. But Aaron Rodgers is not going to do nothing. I agree with you. You know what you're talking about, man. Don't be fooling that. That's all I got for you guys.
Wait, before you leave. Mo, what did you say about the Jets? You said about the points?
If they would have scored 14 points, they would have won 4 more games. Not 14 more points per game. I'm saying if they would have scored 14 points in 4 games, they would have won 4 more games.
You know, the Dolphins would have scored like 20 more points. They would have won 17-0.
But you say 20 more points. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about there were games that they scored 3, 7, and 10. If they would have scored 14, they would have won those games.
And I get your point where you're talking because the offense wasn't really moving the ball. Defense kept them in games. And their defense kind of reminded me of Baltimore a little bit. When Baltimore didn't have a really good offense and they always relied on the defense to win games, they say, if you can put up 10 to 14 points, we can win the game for you. So Young, what he's saying basically is that Aaron Rodgers is going to give them more than 3 points a game or 7 points per game. If he gives them 17, 18, 20, let's say they give him 21 points, the Jets got a good enough defense that maybe can hold them down to 19 or 20 or 18 points. That's basically what he's saying.
We're not talking about Aaron Rodgers. We're also talking about Dalvin Cook. Breece Hall got hurt halfway through the season. After he got hurt, that's when they dropped offensively. It wasn't just Aaron Rodgers. It's Breece Hall being healthy and also having Dalvin Cook.
And Adams out there, and him MVP against that weak division, that was different. He's in a different division now. That division is a pushover.
Well,
Buffalo's good. Miami's good. And New England ain't no slouch.
And I agree with you on that too, because I think that the AFC North and the AFC North, right? Is that the AFC East and the AFC North? All 4 of those teams, there's a good possibility that all 4 of those teams could probably get New England. I don't trust New England right now, but I went on record and said that the AFC North, all 4 teams could possibly get in the playoffs. I think 3 teams out of the AFC East could make the playoffs as well, right? The only thing is that somebody's going to knock each other out because there's not going to happen. I see Miami being good. I see Buffalo being good. I see the Jets being good. I think the problem with the Jets was, in all honesty, they never had a quarterback there that could get them over the top. They got a great defense, right? And so, and then you got the running back that got hurt last year, so that took away from what they're doing. So that's why I think Aaron Rodgers made a good fit for the Jets. I think that adding him to the team, it only makes them better offensively. And if you think about this, if you think about the offensive players that the Jets have, and you think about what he didn't have in Green Bay, all right, the time he was there, because they never drafted an offensive skill player for him in the first round. They always were second, third, or fourth round, or maybe a trade or something, or free agent. They came in and played with him. I'm excited to see Aaron Rodgers play with a team that's built around him. What you got all-stars, got Pro Bowlers, and the offensive backfield, wide receiver core, the whole 9 yards. That's why them getting Dalvin Cook was the icing on the cake for me, because Dalvin Cook should have went to Miami. Miami lowballed him, and that's why he didn't go to Miami. You know what I'm saying? If they gave him what he wanted, he would be a Miami Dolphin right now. But I think adding Dalvin Cook to that backfield with Blair, that's going to make this team really exciting to watch. Now, the thing about it is if they can come together quick, fast, in a hurry, can they afford to lose 2 or 3 games in a row? Probably not, because that's going to eliminate them, because I don't know what the schedule look like if they play division games early in the season or in the late season. But again, I think they're going to be in the mix. I don't think it's going to be easy for them. I don't think it's going to. Me personally, I think Buffalo, this got to be Buffalo's year. If Buffalo don't get it done this year, they'll never get it done. And then Buffalo,
I don't see Buffalo. I don't see Buffalo doing a whole lot. They got a lot of turmoil going on up there.
I don't think
coaches.
I don't think it's
going to be on the hot seat.
I don't think it's as bad as people making it seem to be. You know what I'm saying? I just think the media just wants to make it more than what it actually is. And and Buffalo they have a chip on their shoulder because they lost to Cincinnati in the snow, which Buffalo plays in snow all the time. I'm just gonna say this season is gonna be one of the best seasons that we've seen in a long time. And I think every game's gonna count, unless you have 1 or 2 teams out there that only have 2 or 3 losses at the end of the season and they don't start their starters. But we saw how that happened before, when the Baltimore Ravens won the division. Had the best record. Didn't play anybody they didn't play any starters in the last game. That they was off for almost a whole month. When they got a chance to play, they looked stagnant. They looked bad. So you have to take that in consideration as well when you're looking at the back end of your schedule and how you want to play your starters. You don't want nobody to get injured, but you still want to stay in that rhythm. So I think those two, me personally speaking, the AFC East and the AFC North are going to probably be the 2 best divisions going forward next year. If teams can stay similar, pretty healthy. If they can stay pretty healthy, I think they're going to be good. I really do. I think
also too. Don't forget, they got to play the AFC. The Jets got to play the AFC East, and they also got to play the NFC East too. And then that division stacked.
Yeah. And if they play in the NFC East, the only team that people can count out is maybe Washington. I'm not sold on Sam Howell as a quarterback. I'm sorry, I'm just not. I think the only reason why they didn't go after Trey Lance yet is because they give him Rivera one more last year, and he's probably out of there after this year. And my man, the offensive coordinator from Kansas City, Eric Bieniemy, might be the guy to get the job next as a head coach. And then I think that's when they open up, because you look at Trey Lance, he kind of similar play style as like Mahomes. He's just not as tall as Mahomes, but they kind of play the same kind of style of football. If it ain't there, they're gonna run. I think, and I feel sorry for Washington because they have a lot of talent there at the skill positions on offense. And Chase Young, when there's rumors of Chase Young being up for trade bait, that's letting you know right now that they're looking forward to the future. So, and again, that division is gonna look good. You got some parts of that division. They got the Giants going 6-11. I'm like, are you serious? 6-11? Come on now. But the thing about it is, Young, is that if you look at the strength of schedule, which I always talk about, people don't want to talk about the strength of schedule, is that the whole division had the easiest strength of schedule last year, and 3 teams out of the division made the playoffs. Washington could have made the playoffs, but Cleveland Browns knocked them out at the end, so they didn't get into the playoffs. So now they have the toughest schedule. Okay, the Eagles been playing hard football. Dallas been playing hard football. Now you got to see how good the Giants are actually going to be when they have a schedule that is pretty well solidified with playoff teams. Washington, who's Washington is, so we're going to see how well they actually do. And I'm telling you right now, I'm excited for the football season. I don't know how much football I'm going to watch on TV because I don't know if I'm going to buy this YouTube television for almost $500. Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. Even though it's a payment plan, that's way more than I was paying for DirecTV, and I had the Red Zone with DirecTV. I wasn't paying that much for both of them to combine. So I'm gonna be a Red Zone watching dude. I'm not gonna be able to watch full games, but it is what it is. I'm just not. I can't do it. I just can't do it.
Group TV, brother.
Can I give you my bold prediction before I go?
Go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna say the Jets. They're gonna win 9 games, and we'll miss the playoffs. And Aaron Rodgers is gonna be trying to make his way out to Las Vegas to hook up with his boy Adams again next year. That's my bold statement.
So okay, so
bold prediction, I should say.
So that they just got Jimmy G out there. He's a Raider now, right?
So who is
he? But I'm just saying he wins wherever he goes. He just can't stay healthy. But I'm saying if he goes to, I'm putting your prediction up on the board. 9-8. Curry Young is up there on the board.
9-8. That's a stretch. I mean, I'm giving them 14 points that most they won.
All right, man. Appreciate you calling in. It's time to get off today.
Hey, look, I enjoy the show, man. I really do. Appreciate you taking my call. And you guys have a safe night and be careful out there.
All right. You always welcome, brother.
Make sure to come back after week 14 when they just got 10 wins. All right. Love you.
Oh, man.
Thanks for calling in.
Dana, anything?
I like the last caller because he knows. I want to welcome him to the Dana fan club. You welcome anytime. Aaron Rodgers, I got a bold prediction too.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers will retire after this season.
That boy having too much fun in New York.
He's gonna do podcast with Kirk. What is his name? McAfee.
I get it though. They do love each other. There's a love affair.
All that hype on Hard Knocks done.
Okay, we got 4 things on the board there. 5 actually. We'll see how this thing turns out. Anything else, Lou? You still out there? You got anything else for us? Lou out there?
No, I'm still here. And just trying this weekend, it's about the bragging rights.
Wait a minute, you a
Jets the win here.
Wait a minute, you're a Jets fan. Give me a prediction, Lou.
Yes,
Lou, give me a prediction on the Jets Jets for next season. This season, how many wins they gonna get?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be 12 or 5. They'll at least make the wild card. By 1 game,
wow.
But they're gonna hang in there.
Okay. All right.
Dying.
He said if he lying, he flying.
I don't mean literally though.
Okay. All right. Anything else, guys? Anything else?
Ooh. I'm about to be mad as heck. He's gonna be jumping Aaron Rodgers about all season. Like he's gonna be doing in New York.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our show for tonight. So let's go ahead and make this thing work.
Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the In the Zone Sports Talk Show Network, LLC, where you can find the best in sports talk television and radio shows. Mondays, check out the Just Us Sports Talk Show from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your hosts, Kevin L. Dixon and Dana Clark. Then Tuesday, we have the Stars Talking Cowboys Sports Show from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern with your hosts, Sean Fox, K Boogie, and Cowboys Nikki. And on Wednesday, tune in for the Out the Block Sports Talk Show from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with hosts Robert Lewis, Donna Hainsworth, and Brett Shields. Then meet up with us on Saturday for the Enhanced Sports Talk Show from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern with hosts Lou Tenor and Steve Davidson. We also had the DMV Sports Talk Show from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern with your host Razul McGee. As well, we have the Shamrock Sports Talk Show from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern with Igor Mitic and Andy Vernon. Finally, rounding out the week, we have on Sunday, That's Not How We See It Sports Talk Show from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern with your hosts, Alfred Wallace, Tony Wallace, and Harold Robinson III. These shows come to you by way of the In the Zone Sports Talk Show Network, LLC. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by K Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with a large heart, Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, and Murray E. Baskerville out of Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. We throw stones and we do live in glass houses. Big-time players make big-time plays and big-time games and big-time games. Be ready. You have been listening to a In the Zone Sports Talk Radio production. Remember, you can hear us again on StarRadioCNFM.com on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by K